go.
I'm not going live today just because I'm not prepped for it, so I'm not
Uh,
doing it. I will join one of your channels.
Alright. There we go.
If I turn on my stream deck, so I can control things.
I want my camera further back, but I like the height the camera's at now. And I can't, there's no middle ground for me. Unless I get like some blue tack and... Oh, hello, blue tack. Right, give me a sec. Let's see if blue tack can take the weight of the camera. I'll be well impressed. Of course it can't, but, you know. Holy shit, it did it. Oh, but of course the fucking thing's in the way. Alright, never mind. Fuck it, we'll just put it back up here for today. That's better. See, that's the nice height. I mean, distance. Right. We have sadly got 2 missing today. It's 2? Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Alright, just waiting to let me know if Modo let us know that actually he is alive. Well.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. I just made I had no idea.
I'm just messing with the voice mod thing, so didn't want to be just making random noises in the call.
Fair. Right, so from where we left off, I think it's 2 weeks ago now, the party had finally, as players, you revisited by an old foe. As a party, you you haven't watched the VOD because obviously I haven't put the VOD up, but
No.
so you don't know that Targon Arena.
Yeah.
Sorry, say again.
Targon.
Yeah, he brought the bitch back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her and Rosie got along real great.
So, the party engaged in combat with the shield of the Arenov, and the shield escaped, and you met the lovely Lady Targon Reith as a party. You were introduced to her as the Ashen Crest, and she again tried to explain to you the simplicity of what she was doing and why it was important for them to do so. She also killed Saundal in one shot. She blasted him with Finger of Death, and he died. After he attacked her, subsequently, Saundal was resurrected upon the request of Targon-Arith to Merlin, and we had a pod-like experience for our friend Saundal, who, upon resurrection, walked out of Merlin by himself, leaving behind the lead box with the stick inside it that was created by Merlin for you guys. And after the battle was concluded, you were given, let's just say, your marching orders to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Which you all did. Graciously, attentively, you sought your way back out through where you came from, where Saundal was waiting on the edge of the cliff, and that is where we ended the session. With you guys looking out on the cliff edge where you entered, with Saundal waiting by a campfire.
Sorry, just to go over some of that. So, introduced to Targo and Reith, she basically gave her spiel of why she's right and the dragons must all die.
Less so why the dragons must all die, more so like the importance of surviving and making the world safe. It was less about the dragons must die and more about how actually the world needs to live and therefore do what I say.
Yeah. A lot of make the world a better place No matter who dies to get there.
Absolutely correct.
Um,
That was definitely the conversation. If we go a little bit deeper, the conversation between Rosie and Targon the Wreath got a little bit barbarous, I would say. You know, Targon the Wreath recognizing the Maloon within Rosie, and Rosie making it very, very clear to Targon the Wreath that basically she's going to kill her.
Yeah, they basically high school mean girled each other.
Yeah, it did get a little bit groucho.
Hmm
all right, and then she kills
Saundal.
Saundal.
hmm
Did you say he gets resurrected and he left?
Merlin brought him back to life in a Matrix-style pod that reinvigorated him, brought him back to life, and instead of engaging with anybody or speaking to anybody, he left.
And he left the lead box.
He left the
with
lead box with the stick. Everybody left it behind. It was Aveline who did ask Merlin to keep hold of the box, so Merlin has agreed to do so.
hmm
Is that keep hold of it and don't let anyone fucking touch it ever?
No, that wasn't what was said. What was said was keep hold of it.
Right. Okay.
And again, as I said, you're all outside.
hmm
You find Saundal sitting quite solemnly by a campfire, having. I guess death is something to give you pause for thought. You know,
hmm
yeah, I think it's safe to say that death often gives people pause. And as you sit upon the mountain, looking out, we begin.
Yeah.
I would like
Just
every.
adjust my lighting situation.
Okay. Can I ask everybody to make a quick perception check in the evening light, please?
Okay, okay. Perception.
Oh, those blinds are so cool. Nice
Wow.
blinds. Modo's not even here yet. Nice blinds, by the way, bro. I love the way they go sideways. That's really cool.
Nope. Don't want that.
Yeah, Japanese bamboo blinds, bro.
Nice. So yeah, we're all making perception checks.
Perception. Perception on bodies. Okay, what
And
do
we'll-
I see?
And we're just going to quickly say that Jathuni and Saundal are sitting by the fire, quite agitated by the events.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tithuni did also almost die too.
Yeah, she got pretty fucked up. She went
Ah,
ham.
look at that tiny little leaf. It is so green.
There's a lovely green leaf in the garden. But so
A non-nat one. That's rare.
so for Aveline and Carr, through the darkness to the north. So if we're saying north is not looking at Morinwatch, east would be looking at Morinwatch. What I will say to you guys is that about, I don't know, 30 kilometers away in this light, you see off the shine of the moon a rectangular shape in the middle of a forest.
Sorry, and you said that towards Morinwatch.
No, to the north, not to
Towards
the east.
Boudrain.
Towards Woodrain, yes. So to be clear, I'm going to ping it on the map for you guys so you can kind of like see it. It is over here. Nothing important to anyone but maybe Modo, who might remember something about this area, but that's down to him to remember as a player and not intercede on any kind of yummies.
Oh, if only I was Sin.
If only you were Sin, yes. So, in the distance you see, and the best way I can describe it, for anyone who's watched Naruto, when they put the third Hokage inside the prison, it looks like a barrier, strict shape, like a cube, keeping something in or out.
Boris wouldn't know any of such things.
Boris knows nothing. He likes grass and grass and fire. And when you put grass on fire, it burns.
Boris has been practicing his spells. He has idea for when he finally has gathered enough energy for new spells.
I mean, I'm looking out that direction and sort of like, obviously, I see something, but I'm like, see whether anyone else is noticing it. Obviously, Clock Aveline's noticed. Like, how big is this thing? You're saying it's 30 kilometers away from us, so it's got to be pretty fucking big.
It's pretty fucking big, yes.
Yeah.
Have I ever seen this in my wandering through these mountains?
I guess the question, Aveline, would be is that make a history check, and if you make a, you're pretty not new to the area, you've been here a long time, I would say make a history check. If you make a 13 or higher, then I will give you some more information. Aveline, this barrier of sorts that is in the forest to the northeast or northwest of Woodrain, is a pretty new thing. It's been around for about 6 months. You know that there are a lot of people who head in that direction. You don't see very many coming back.
That's always a good sign.
I'm sort of like poking, sort of like nudging the others. And it's like, anyone else seeing this?
Say what?
Yeah.
What? I mean, that wasn't around last time I was this way. I mean, should we be concerned about that? Or what's the plan? To Morinwatch?
Been around for a few months now.
Do you know what it is?
No, I've never been that way. Well, not lately.
Okay, cool.
Sondal turns to you guys, says, my guild thinks it's some kind of my guild I think is some kind of barrier to stop anybody going into the dwarven village that once was there.
There were dwarves. Well, if they are stopping people, why must we go? Seems pretty obvious you don't go.
I agree. There's nothing there for us, and plus I have to hand in my stuff to Morinwatch so I can pay the people we lent money to, who borrowed from.
Money? Now I have plenty money.
Well, I'm happy for you, Boris.
Well, you are friends I can spend on you too. Maybe give Carl some nice, I don't know, foot pedicure for the nails and or so, I don't know what you shop on. Arrows, you can buy arrows. Yeah.
I mean, arrows I'm good with, but there are some supplies that would be helpful with. But we can discuss that later.
Finney just looks at you and says, "Look, I need a drink."
I mean, Morinwatch is a few days south of us.
Yeah.
Maybe we head there, regroup, decide
Which direction is Morinwatch? This way, that way?
It's a way.
I sort of like go up to try and turn him and sort of like that way.
Now, the way that he faces is
And then we're
totally
doing
not
a
the
wink,
same
just like-
way as the thing that we're seeing, right?
Yes, exactly. It's completely the opposite direction.
Yeah, so Boris is like, well,
Oh, so that other way. Okay. No, if we need things first, we need things. Regroup. I mean, he just died, so
And as you say that, he looks
maybe
at
we
you.
should talk of this.
He looks up at you, and the first thing you notice when Sondar looks at you is the mark on his eye is gone.
Mark on his eye.
So Sondar had a mark from his guild that
Like a tattoo
on his eyeball, yeah, but like
on his eyeball.
on his eyeball, yes, a magical mark placed on his eye, which basically denied him the ability to look at any missives or messages that he sends on pain of losing his eyes.
I just look at him weirdly for a second. I have to make a check to see if I'm gonna say anything about it. Actually, medicine check.
That's the symbol that it should have popped up hopefully on your screens, guys.
Yep.
Yep.
That is
Oh.
the symbol that was there and it is no longer there.
You look different. Senor, have you... Maybe when you saw beyond the grave, now your eyes have changed.
He looks at you like really actually quite bewildered. With your perception of one, Boris, you know, you can make an insight check if you want, but
Yeah, I made a medicine check just to see if there would be something weird. Boris was like,
Yeah, very strange.
in terms of medicine, you look at his eye and you're like there's nothing wrong with it. It seems to be working. It has fluid around it to suffice it. He blinks and it moves. The pupil retracts and reacts when he looks at you and through the fire. So it looks to be in perfect working function. It just he's missing the mark. And
yeah.
you
So
know,
Boris would just be like,
Your eyes have changed.
Mm.
Tell me, did you see the other side?
I saw the darkness.
That's not at all what they say in the stories. You must have gone to somewhere different.
That's my fear, that I did go somewhere different.
You're back, so maybe this time, don't do bad things. Maybe don't, stab children. Don't steal from old lady. Don't eat fry off your friend's plate without asking. All bad things.
A paragon of
never-
morality.
I've never eaten a fry off anybody's plate.
Yeah, then maybe at least for that you were okay.
The Sondar kind of chuckles, but his head stays down and are we heading to
Blast.
Morinwatch?
Let's go there.
Yeah, I mean it's late. Should we sort of head down the mountain and find a suitable place to make camp first, and then
Sondal points at you, Aveline. She's from here. Surely she can lead us. And she's a druid. Like, surely she knows the way around.
Yeah, that can help us. Go.
where was the city where we had that massive? Was that West Million?
Which massive? There's been a lot of
Where?
massive.
Okay, where Boris was going to school was West Million.
Where Boris
Oh.
was going to
No,
school.
that's Pencaster.
That was,
That was Pencaster,
yes.
Yeah.
which is all the way down there.
Further
Yeah, so
south.
yeah,
Pencaster
so
is the capital of the humans in Bodenwell.
yeah.
Morinwatch is the official capital of Bodenwell.
So then, yeah, we're saying that Boris sort of comes from like the mountain, sort of that region. Is there snow there? I don't even know.
If you want there to be snow there can be snow there. If you need some snowy peaks, you can have some.
Yeah, some snowy peaks and a little bit of icy,
It's
icy
what
coast.
keeps Pencaster cold all year round. The snowy peaks of the unnamed mountains that are there.
Mm.
I was just trying to make sure where I was from because I have no idea what the fuck Woodrain is because then that would technically looks like it's closer. I don't even know.
Wood is to the north of Morinwatch, and it is a small village that is basically it lives in almost a perpetual rain, and its main business is logging and.
So Scott.
You could say that, yes.
Yeah, it's also close to the village where Sin grew up.
Yes, it is.
I wonder who that totally unimportant now dead character was.
So,
Really, dude, that hurts.
for as much as you guys blowing up, but anyway.
Just another
Yes,
cautionary
Fiona,
tale.
how did that happen?
I don't know.
So, moving forward, what is the plan, people?
Boris is not in front because he's really bad at looking out for dangers.
Okay.
But
I'm
I
looking
am
at,
looking out for interesting things.
I'm looking at the two druidic type people to certainly lead the way.
Yes,
Uh,
angry druid in front. That way it's good impression for anyone we meet.
Rosie just kind of looks at Aveline, then looks over at Boris and goes, "Which one?"
Oh, that's true. You're both. All druids are so angry all time. Maybe it's because of deforestation, global warming, which I totally don't believe in, by the way. But, just calm down. You're meant to be like hippies or something. At least that's what they said in the wizard school. Don't speak to those people. They're hippies.
So, who's leading what down the mountain? Long story short, to whip right back around to the start of the whole conversation, who's leading what down the mountain? Where?
Mm.
When? How?
Aveline's gonna lead people down towards Morinwatch.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Uh,
Aveline, we're going to start with a myriad of survival checks that will rise in difficulty or lower in difficulty depending on how well you do.
Rosie still has a wild shape, so she'll use her brown bear form to help keep an eye on things.
Okay. Often brown bears are very, very useful in situations. So,
Phil, what's your email real quick? I just want to send you something on WeTransfer.
Nothing else.
Did you just do Inspector Gadgets?
yes.
Sweet, thanks.
Nothing else. I should be able to give a advantage.
So, let's begin, shall we? First roll.
Survival.
Why do you always sigh? You're a druid. Are you giving her advantage?
Yeah.
Are you,
Yeah.
how are you doing this? Are you aiding her? Is that what you're using
Yeah.
the aid action? Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
The bear form is basically sniffing, keeping an eye on where they're walking, that kind of thing.
Fair enough. So with a 16, you guys, for the first 2.5 hours of travel, traverse a fairly steep, rocky, hillock side of the mountain, which Aveline, you know, is the fastest way to get to a pretty safe and comfortable spot for the night. And you have travelled many a routes on the mountain, and you lead them quite easily through. Car obviously has zero problems doing so because he can just fucking fly anyway, the lazy bastard. So he avoids all troubles and strifes on said mountains. But you lead them to, after 2.5 hours, a pretty nice flat ledge with a little incrop with an overhang of rock above you, where you are sheltered pretty safely from serious weathers. When you arrive, there are definite signs of animal use. It doesn't seem very recent, just for the sheer difficulty to get up here. But what you do notice is a load of goat excrement
Mm.
that is
Oh.
dried and old, effectively. So if you wish to, you can hold them off for the night here and wait till the morning, or you can continue going on. It is absolutely your choice. Obviously, Aveline being you, the one in charge right now, it is your choice.
No, she'll figure this is probably a good place to bunk down for the night.
Okay. So, as you all guys bunk down for the night. Jesus, Dad. People send you the weirdest shit sometimes. As you guys bunker down for the night, is anyone staying on watch, or are people just gonna rest up?
I'll take the first watch.
Just
Oh.
to be clear, your wild shape would obviously no longer. How long's your wild shape for? It's 8 hours, isn't it?
No, I don't
Or is
think
it 1
I don't
hour?
think so yet. My wild shape is 2 hours at the moment.
Okay, so your wild shape would have gone by the time we got here.
Yeah,
Just as
So-
a heads up.
I actually need to mark those down. There we go.
So,
Right.
Carl, you taking the first watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rosie will take second because she's with her wild shape. She's pretty good to go.
Okay. So, Carl, it's through the darkness of the night, and even at this height, you see ant-like lights bobbing on the road from between the mountains of themselves and Morinwatch. Now, it's impossible to make out what these figures are. You don't really make out much of the noise from this height, unless you wanted to actually go in and investigate, which you could theoretically do over a number of hours. But it's not going to be a quick and easy journey. No, in fact, it's going to be an easy journey. You just fly down there, but do you know what I mean? It's not a quick.
Yeah. No, he'll keep an eye on that, but he's concentrating on the camp after everything that's happened. He's not going anywhere.
Also, you do discern what is clearly the sound of hoofs knocking against rock. Not in like any close vicinity. It is a mountain. You just hear the clip clops. So it's close enough, but not close enough to see anything specific.
Would he get an impression whether that is sort of like horse type things or like the mountain goats?
What did you roll? 19. It's,
Yeah.
it's definitely a goat. It's not a heavy clop. It's a light, like trying to stabilize on a rock kind of clop. Not a coursing and running.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If anything comes nearby, he may try and shoot one and grab it for breakfast. But other than that,
I'm just double checking from last time or the time
Mhm.
before. I didn't get. There were no gems in that chest, right?
No, not for
Ah,
your one.
okay. Cool.
You got monies. You got lots
Yeah.
of monies.
I was just double checking, going over my inventory, making sure everything's correct.
You just got the monies. Lots and lots of monies. So,
All right.
your watch goes absolutely peacefully. The one thing that you do notice is that the chill up here in the night when you're out in the wind, if you weren't an Arakora or a bird-like creature, it would be freezing.
Yeah.
Out tonight, like up at this altitude, with the noises and the wind that's howling through on the outskirts of this rock faces, it's pretty breezy. So, as you come in for your rest, we head over to our lovely friend Rosie. Rosie, what are you
Mhm.
doing for the night?
Um.
Don't worry about the howl, by the way. It's just the music that I can't determine the animals that are in it.
Yeah. Well, she'll just be pretty much keeping watch over the camp. She might do a little bit of wilderness crafting with her arrows. That's about it.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So, I'll have you make your perception check for the night, of course, as we
alright.
always do.
Wolves can be heard clearly from up to 10 miles, so there's no stress of that being close.
Rosie apparently
Focus
is.
on the craft. The focus is important.
Yeah, she's had a lot happen today. A lot of information.
Definitely. And you feel a certain resonance in this night, in this cool air, this invigoration, you know, and then there's the whole inside your head, almost the internalized war, the anger, the rage of seeing this lady who did not have any sympathies for your plight.
Mm,
And I'm not talking about you, obviously,
yeah,
Rosie, but
don't imagine she'd have sympathy for any plight.
something in your eye, and you know which eye I mean,
Mm-hmm.
may not recognize her specifically, but in her order and in her demeanor,
Mm-hmm.
the pallor of evil is strong within her. And you feel, like I said, the myriad of emotions, rage, anger, but there's in that little corner that isn't so little because we deny its existence, there's the fear.
Mm-hmm.
That that moment of we could be trapped again.
Yeah.
We don't want to go back again. We can't spend 3,000 more years trapped.
Yeah. Rosie just keeps focusing on her crafting, very much determined not to let that happen. Basically, what she's going to be doing is uh, any pine trees or ferns or something like that in the area that give off sap, she'll be collecting the sap, melting it down in the fire a little bit, and just using it as glue and gluing maybe one or two of the seeds that she bought, those flower seeds, to the tips of her arrows.
Okay. You find a tree relatively easy. You're a druid. You know nature at its
Mhm.
heart. You know, and though you may have shifted your focus from nature, as in the waking world of the tree and the leaf, that learning is still within you. Whether you become a crystalline druid or not, the nature of nature is what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and you find that stuff very easy. And you collect plenty of sap. It's easy. It's stuff you've done your whole life. You know.
Yeah.
And you look out, and while settling through and pouring sap onto these little flowers, making them blossom, I assume, or maybe just is that the plan or
No,
not yet?
not
Just
yet.
seed.
Just
Ah,
seed.
okay.
These are for blossoming later, after
Later.
they've been
Okay.
planted.
Fair enough. And you do as many as you wish as the time passes, and it is every now and again a smallish creature beckoned by the warmth comes to sit next to you, kind of like um, Sleeping Beauty or Snow White.
Mm.
Just a beacon of pure happy nature that Rosie is in her heart. You know, those creatures that come, they see you And there is a moment of fear that you feel within them, and then, you know, you give them the look without the mask on your face. And they sit, and they relax, and they enjoy the heat with you while the rest of your party sleeps. Are you going to bed, or are you riding out? Because no one else has said they're taking duty, so...
Honestly, if that first rest was long enough for Rosie to get a short rest, then yeah, she'll ride the rest of the night out, keeping watch.
I'll allow it if you that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I will have
Boris
you.
would have totally been down to do a watch, but whatever.
But Boris
cool.
didn't say he was totally down to do a watch, so how would anybody know?
There was a lot going on.
So, I will have you
And
make
he's
a
wearing his
Constitution saving
nightcap.
throw, please.
Boris
You've
is
got to make 10
smiling,
or
just-
more, please.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Is this the real life? Will it just roll for me?
You just hear Boris mumbling to himself with that nightcap on. He's just like,
Yeah. Yes, salmon, the unicorn is so great.
Yona, make your con save, please, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you over.
ooh.
Oh no.
Okay. So you do stay up, but you do take a point of exhaustion. It's up in this high altitude. It takes a lot to remain focused and up through the hours of the night till the sunrise comes up.
Yeah.
You are at peace, and actually, as you guys start to rise up and wake up, anyone who's first to wake would absolutely startle the 17 or 18 small woodland creatures that are all clambering around Rosie. Rosie, what you, unbeknownst to you, whether you meant it or not, each creature leaves with just a small taint
Mm-hmm.
of crystalline energy.
Jesus.
That's on par.
Spreading that seed.
Hey, you guys are lucky she didn't like start making another grove when we were outside of what's it place up north. I was tempted to turn that battlefield into a grove.
Be down. The blood of the fallen is always a good place to start.
Oh yeah.
So, as you all arise, Rosie, slightly dreary from her night's watch, you wake up. Saundal takes out his rations and dishes out enough food for everybody to eat. A nice selection of dry meats and goodness.
Refreshed, ready to go.
Yeah.
Right, and for the sake of brevity, Aveline, for your day's travel to the bottom of the mountain, we're gonna do 2 survival checks. The first survival check will be pretty easy. I just want you to make a 12 or above. If not, things will happen. Then dependent on what you do, 23, smashed it. There is a few times where, Aveline, you spot loose rock, you know, dangerous footing ground, outcrops that are clearly housed by creatures that don't want to be trifled with at any time of day. And you lead the party round and away through that mountain. And then I'm going to say, all you've got to do is make a 10, because you absolutely smashed your first save. And once you reach and you break the halfway point of the mountain, you know that the rest is pretty easy. There are so many great trails that you have walked. You lead the party easily to the road itself that drives commerce from the northern part of Woodrain all the way to the south of Vinehurst and Westmillion, the singular road that basically takes through all parts of the beautiful continent of Bodenwell. You land down on this gravelled, pebbled run, take a deep breath, smelling the weird smell of food through the valley, the pine, the dust, and the wind as you hit the bottle of these two mountain passes. You've made it to the bottom of the mountain with absolute ease. Anybody want to do anything particular, specific, or are we heading straight to Morinwatch?
I want to look for. I suppose actually would be weird to find. How much would I know about trees? I'm looking for if there's a type of tree that would, in my mind, make a good handle for a weapon, like a big branch or something like that.
Oh, that's easy enough. Make a nature check. If you make a 13 or higher, you'll find the right kind of tree. 13 or lower, 12 or lower, you will find any kind of tree, and then obviously make an investigation. And if you,
I was
if you
gonna
get
s- I, I,
11.
I was about to say, does Boris actually tell people that he's trying to do this or not?
Yes, I'd be going up to like tree branches every now and then, and after probably
I,
like the third one, you would probably be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
once Carl figures out what he's doing, he's like, and helps him.
okay, so you now have advantage.
Oh,
Ro-
Nature.
Rosie will be like, be sure to ask the
Damn it.
tree before taking anything.
well, I haven't cut any yet because I'm like, I don't know, maybe this one. Maybe, no. Too
Okay.
many, too
Make an
green.
investigation. The DC will be 15.
Who?
For you to find the right tree. You have
I just
have
failed with my nature.
Exactly. So now you can luckily fall upon it by accident if you make a 15 or more.
Now, this is never going to happen, but okay. No.
So you spend a lot of time, and even with, in fact, you are getting help, so I will give you advantage. I'll allow it because you are getting helped by a hunter, someone who deals with the forest a lot. So I'll give you advantage.
14.
14 sadly is still not enough. But you do find a couple of branches that would definitely be good enough. Whether it's the right wood for what you're looking for, you're unsure about. Are you going to take a few branches still?
I'll take like 4 branches and put them in my bag.
Okay.
Yeah. How much would those weigh? Probably in total like another 6 kilos.
Yeah, at most. Maybe 8. What exactly are you trying to make?
I'm looking for a nice thick branch that would be a good starting point for a handle for like a warhammer or maul,
So like about
great maul, whatever it's
about
called.
so are we talking about a 6 foot or a 3 foot branch? Like what are you looking for in thickness?
Something that would be the basis of a two-handed bludgeoning weapon for Boris.
So you need something 6 feet long that you could whittle down. So we'll say 8 kilos for the 4 branches total.
Cool. We're heading to town. I might just go in with extra supplies and find a blacksmith and like a woodworker who can help me out with the project.
Cool.
I
Absolutely.
have ideas in mind.
Mind is where the ideas lie, and where they can wake up from their dreams. So, Boris has found his wood.
Mm-hmm.
Is anyone doing anything else?
If we, now that we're off the mountain, if we want a little bit of easier movement, I don't know if that will include car, because I don't know if you can, but I can summon horses for an hour or so.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool. Oh.
I suppose it depends on what sort of speed the horses go, because car can go 50 feet. per
Yeah.
round. So
They're just draft horses, so they can do 40.
I'll fly.
Fuck walking, I can fly. So, as you guys, I'm assuming you are going to draft the horses in.
Yeah, she has 2 uses of conjure animals. That'll be 8 horses and an hour each spell, so that's 2 hours.
Okay, so you get 2 hours of horses, which is actually a pretty helpful thing, because 2 hours of a horse is much better than 2 hours on foot. And even though it's only 10 extra feet per thing if you run them because they are spiritual. Don't even fucking think about it, you shit cat. If you shit there, I'm gonna get a stone and brick you. Don't you fuck. Don't you dare. I literally just dug up some beautiful ground to plant my trees, and this fucking cat instantly wants to shit where there's soil. Fuck off. It's not even my cat. Right, and I just realised I admitted to wanting to brick a cat on the internet. It's fine. It's fine.
Are you you're streaming this game?
Obviously, I would not brick a cat in real life. It's just a moment of anger.
I would.
So anyway,
I'm more of a dog person.
me too. But the point is, would Carl know if the wood is the right one? If it's not, Carl will take a look for something better. You can if you want to. You can do that on the side and try and please Boris with a surprise for yourself. I will say that you still have to make the 15 because you were helping him, and you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, would that be investigation still then?
Indeedy duty.
And here I was about a minor illusion. Small birds flying in Car's way.
So you and Boris spend the time. Jesus, that's so bright. You spend the time.
I'm guessing with us moving, he's sort of like paying attention to more where we're going. So yeah.
And I'll say with the 2 hours journeying on a horse, if you push them, you will cut your journey basically in half for the next day. You know, they can travel harder and faster for 8 hours. You can ride them hard because they are basically not even real creatures. They are summoned creatures. So they, they would just disappear come the end. So if you rode them real hard and shoved them and pushed them to the end of the journey, as long as Rosie didn't have a shit fit for you pushing the horses, you would get basically, almost all the way to Morinwatch. You would visibly be able to see Morinwatch by the end of the 2 hour journey.
Every now and then, Boris is just minor illusioning the sound of like a mosquito flying around just Jathuni's head.
Jathuni by the end of it is used to it and is just riding gritted teeth, white knuckled, just driving her horse as hard as she can.
Hey.
And then as the thing disappears, she's like, "There's fucking mosquitoes just constantly around my head." And then she slaps the horse on its hind haunches before, obviously, it fades away into the night. Jesus. You spend the next 3 hours, if you choose to. If you spend the next 3 hours on a march, you would make it to Morinwatch. It would be dead of night, but you would actually be in Morinwatch. So it's up to you guys to make that choice. You can stay out if you wish, or you can head in, or head to the city.
Looks over to Aveline and it's like, this is where you're from, isn't it? You're from...
No, the mountains are where I'm from.
But
The ones we just left.
But you lived here.
Yes,
You know the city.
Layla lives here, but I can get around.
Would it...
Inside.
Morris is just like,
The lady doth protest too much.
Who do you think Morin was? Is that the person?
Mm,
And why were they watching him? Or her? Or it?
If you wish, you can make a history check, and if you make a nat 20, I'll actually tell you.
You better fucking do it. 5% chance. I'll take it. So close.
17. So, from what you know, Boris, which isn't very much, the city of Morinwatch is named after a very, very brave elf who stood on this hilltop guarding something.
hmm.
I'll give you that for 17, and Morin is his name, and this is where he made his last stand.
Morin. That sounds like another word I know, but won't say it.
Hmm.
Okay.
I was curious, that's all.
That's fair. Curiosity is something important in D&D. We have to be curious. So, are we, as a party, venturing for the last 3 hours to get there, or are you resting up?
So we can see it like in the distance.
Yeah.
Right. Carl was asking a question earlier of sort of based on Aveline's knowledge of the city, would it be advisable to go in now if we're going to get in late night, or camp and get in early in the morning?
Yeah.
Well, Rose is looking very tired. Ugh.
Would Aveline know if the city would be particularly friendly for Rosie?
I'll give you this one for free. Rosie, you would, as pre-Arinroth Morinwatch, would have been welcomed very easily. Now, it is highly dependent on whether the garrison is in or not. And obviously, the last time you were there, Aveline, when you were being led by Layla to Kar, the garrison of the Arinroth was in, which is why you were sent to help. Basically, you were deemed. You were going to continue basically her job because she felt like you were able to do so, while she tried to turn the tides in Morinwatch itself, which was the whole point of her staying, was to make a difference where she felt like it was most needed for her, where she could do the most good and not, let's be serious for a moment, have to deal with what she's been through. Give her another focus.
Yep.
So, it will be, so it's dependent. You could probably sneak her in. You wouldn't be, put it this way, you wouldn't be openly challenged to enter, but you entering the city may or may not cause problems for you or your party.
Yeah.
Given that information, Car's wondering whether it is actually going to be better to try and go in the early morning traffic to the city with any farmers or trade and stuff like that going in, so we can try and blend in with that traffic rather than try and go in late at night.
I mean, I can try and... Actually, I haven't tried to take my human form since my crystals started growing, so I don't know if I can anymore.
You have human form?
But also you can turn invisible, so, there is also that.
Look, nighttime guards are usually very focused, angry if they hear a noise. What is this? Morning is more relaxed, farmer every day, like Carl said, better.
Do we camp here for the night then? And
Yeah, I'd be fine camping here for the night.
Okay. I'll take first watch.
All right.
So look for a good place to camp. What would that be? Survival?
Of course.
I was about to suggest someone else look.
So, Kai, you go and find a really well hidden place where you could probably even light a fire without drawing overtly too much attention, unless you cook something that might smell, none to draw a creature of some sort.
Yeah.
But you find a great space. So, I guess here we'll take our 10-minute break, and we'll be back in exactly quarter past.
All right.
Right. Be back in 10, guys.
All right. See
Cool.
you in 10. And we will be back in 10 as well.
Yeah, so that thing I sent
And we're live.
Live from the famous arena of my shed.
In my living room.
I was actually saying, Phil, I like the way that you've turned the sofa on its front to try and give a bit of a
frame.
shelter to the yeah.
Wait, what the fuck? That is a.
Couch on a
I'm
table.
confused.
Is a couch on a table.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
as we say here in America, that's one of those famous European, table couches.
Yeah. I think you read the instructions from IKEA wrong, my friend.
I'll have you know that couch isn't an IKEA couch, actually.
Mm.
I brought it from somewhere else. Do I remember? Fuck no. Did I build it? No, I didn't.
I want to send you one more thing that is it's just a slight change to Ranger, which I liked. Because in my campaign I got a Ranger, and it makes his class cooler in the sense of he can use his other spells that are concentration, because it took Ranger's Mark and turns it into a core feature of the class and removes favorite enemy. So the damage of Ranger's Mark starts at a D4 and goes all the way up to like a D12 at max level. But it essentially is not a concentration thing. It's not a spell. And so it actually allows you to use the other concentration spells as a ranger and not feel bad about it.
Okay.
I have
I
a
shall
feeling
obviously
this is
look into it.
mixed.
So, anyway, we make camp and we settle in for the night.
Mm-hmm.
Who is doing what?
I will take first watch.
You said this.
I'll take another one as well.
I'll take third.
Alright. I will sleep. Or
You
try
worked hard,
to.
Rosie. You summoned horses for 2 hours. You did very hard work.
So, what check am I making?
Perception check, please.
Excellent. What I am doing during the watch, which probably explains this, is now that we've been traveling a while together,
Yes.
have I noticed, because we'll say for brevity's sake, that I'm reasonably aware of some backstory of some of the characters by now?
Absolutely.
Sure. Now, would I, having heard some of the stories just in passing conversation, would I would then be aware of Car's whole dream situation?
Well, that was
He has-
an open secret.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Now, while I'm watching Car, not paying attention to anything around us while he sleeps in a non-creepy way.
Already.
If at
Welcome back
any
from the
point,
honeymoon.
Are you going
If
to
at
try to
any
steal a feather
point-
of car?
no ways. If at any point he seems restless, I'm going to take that nightcap. I'm just going to slip it onto his head. And essentially, wearing this nightcap makes you have, like, what's the exact wording?
Pleasant dreams?
When worn, it gives you pleasant dreams. And I'm just going to slip it onto Car's head and see if
Well-
he wakes up more refreshed than usual.
So, you take your cap of pleasant dreams, place it on his head. At a moment where Card twitches, you're not sure whether it's bird-like twitching or just sleep twitching, but you don't want to take a chance, so you stick it on his head.
Yeah.
Car, you have some of the most pleasant dreams you've had in the longest time. There is no march of the families. There is no attack on the village. There is no dying mother. There is no black ichor like bird that explodes as you hit it and, you know, impaling others. There is none of the normal memories. You dream of learning to fly, hunting with mum, you know, good old times. And every time you feel your mind wandering, there's like horse blinkers. Nope, this is your dream. This is where you are. You're in your happy place.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se.
And you probably get, Car, the most restful sleep you've had in years. You know, this vision quest of yours has not been a short journey. And while it continues, hey, it's been nice to have an actual rest. But with your zero, it is that moment when a troop of men wearing lilac armor walk into your camp and watch you. And it's
So
only...
now, once they walked in, I'm like, oh!
Hang on. You're on a zero. They're watching you. And unbeknownst to you, they walk on. What might happen? Who knows?
I'm just staring weirdly at a bird.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why they walk on. They watch you. They catch you in the moment of placing a hat on a bird, and they're like, "Not tonight. This can wait."
yeah. In his mind, Boris is like,
I have solved yet another problem for this group. How can I be so smart? It baffles even me.
And it's as you get up and get ready to actually, you know, you're like, "Oh yeah, no wait, I'm on watch. I want you to make an investigation check."
I'm rolling so bad today. 12.
You spend a few moments looking around, and you do find footprints leading away from the camp.
I checked that nobody's left. They're sleeping bags. I'm like, 1, 2, 3,
Sorndar's
4,
still
5.
lying down. Yep, everyone. Jathuni's, you know, you hear Jathuni muttering, "Fucking mosquitoes."
I put my foot by the footprints. Does my foot fit in this?
How big's your foot?
Well, if I'm just... wait, how tall am I again?
You're like 6'1", right?
Yeah,
You're
let
quite
me
small
just
for a
make
Goliath.
sure. It's 6'5". So yeah, it's probably like a size 11, maybe. Yeah, size
So-
11.
The boot is about roughly the same size, but what you notice is that the tip of the shoe, or the boot, or maybe
Mhm.
the armor, is pointed.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a heavy imprint.
I look around a bit. So is there a lot of footprints that I see now? That I've seen them?
You see at least 3 pairs of footprints.
I will gently, like, just, get rid of them with my foot while I stroll around the area. I'm just like, okay, that was not good. No one needs to know. Cover up the footprints.
This could only go great. This could only go good.
Okay, so you hide the fact that you find footprints. Make a survival check. I'll give you advantage because you're very focused on doing this.
Once again, not watching at all what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you give me advantage. Whoops. Sorry.
19, unless you roll a nat 20. You're still good.
Yeah, 19.
19. So you literally, for at least, I'll say, 20 feet, all the footprints just disappear. No one's been here before. You're good
Okay.
to go.
And I go back or not. When I think it's time, I'll look around and I'll wake up. I'll leave Car to sleep. I'll wake up. Yeah, I'll wake up Aveline.
Okay. So, Aveline, you are awoken by the Goliath, Boris.
Wake up. Hey, shh. Don't wake up, Car. He's sleeping like little baby. Also,
Why is he wearing a hat?
oh, it's good hit. Make your dreams very nice.
Uh-huh.
Also, we are pretty close to the road. There may have been some people walking by, but no disturbances. Okay, good night.
Okay.
I'm tired. I sleep.
She would insight him, but he's just as crazy as always, so she just shrugs.
So, is there anything you want to do before I make you obviously roll your checks?
She's gonna have a wander around the camp and make sure that everything is as it should be.
Make an investigation.
Copacetic.
Roldo. 10.
You go around the camp. Everything seems fine. There are no footprints to be seen.
Yeah, except for mine, which was
Yeah,
evident.
apart
I
from
made
Boris.
sure it looked like I was walking around.
Apart from Boris's footprints, everything seems fine.
Yeah.
Then yeah, she'll just settle down and keep an eye out.
Can I have your perception check, please? 18. It's about 45 minutes when you hear a snap of a twig. That isn't a creature. It's a... And then you hear shh.
Yeah, I'm on alert and what am I? Okay.
And you hear... Go on, sorry, please.
No, I'm pulling out my sword and I'm figuring out who I'm going to wake up first,
And
whether it's
as you,
Cara or Rosie.
as you start figuring this out, you turn to see them, and then you hear, I wonder if that Goliath's still looking at that bird.
Yeah,
The other voice.
she's leaving Boris to sleep because no, and she's gonna take the hat off Car's head and wake him up.
Car, as
Like,
the hat
silently.
leaves your head and it comes off, your dream kind of like veers so violently left. You have this moment of complete startledness as everything turns from happy joy to death, destruction. You know, the serpentine creatures are coming in, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? And then there's just Aveline in your face, like, get out. You need to get out now.
What's going on? What?
Oh, shh.
So Car sort of like slowly, sort of like leans over, grabs his bow, and checks his hips for his sword and his whip.
And it's at that point that you both hear the draw of bowstring. Nobody move. What are you doing out here? So close to Morinwatch.
I thought it would be obvious we were sleeping.
And you hear one of the other. It is kind of obvious, boss. They're camping. Yeah, but we've been told to watch for people who are so close to the city, lads. And it's at that moment, Aveline, that you, in the light of the campfire, you see the lilac armor with the golden trim, and instantly recognize them as guards of Morinwatch. We're out here looking.
Well,
I'm from these mountains. I live in these mountains. We're literally just camping. It got dark. We didn't want to wake anyone up. We thought we would camp.
we still had a few hours travel to get to Morinwatch, so rather than come in late at night, we thought we'd camp and come in the
Yes,
morning.
but Lady Night Song has us patrolling these areas every night.
Oh,
Okay.
Layla.
Well, Lady Night Song, you know, the head of the church. Surely, you say Layla like you know somebody of this family.
Yes, she's.
Yeah.
We're part of the troop that she was traveling with for the last year.
And I've been friends with her for a while.
So you're actually who we're looking for.
Well,
And he
if
puts
you're-
his bow away instantly. Swords down, lads, swords down. We found them. And he pulls out a scroll, which immediately flares up, burns away. We found them, Mum. What is our next step? And then nods. Are you Aveline?
I am.
She says we are to take you through the back entrance, especially if you have Rosie with you.
We do.
There is a underpassage that we use to escape through the mountainside that will lead us to basically the cathedral city, the original birthplace of Morinwatch. And in there we can hide for the night before I take you to the temple. And, well, hide you away, but we must move now. It is a few hours walk and, well, long story short, the Arenroth are watching. We must be quick.
Yeah, that was the other reason we decided to camp.
You made the right choice.
Okay. She'll
how
go
did
wake
she
up
know-
Rosie.
And while she does that, Chancellor looks at
Kick
them.
Boris awake.
How does she
Ah!
know we were coming?
Well, she hasn't particularly known you were coming, but she has a small sect of men or people who don't quite align with the current policies of the city.
Don't agree with the Aaron. That's good.
That's not what I said. I said not. We don't agree with the way Balthus is running the city at the moment. He is a thorny blade, and his barbs often poison and leave one wounded to die in the middle of the street.
What?
High Lord Balthus, who has taken over the city of Morinwatch and is current guardian of the city, has incited a set of rules that have made it very difficult for those who don't follow the Arenroth's order to live in, a state of ease. Unless you're someone like Reginald, who his popularity being so high that he is almost not so much above reproach, but he gets a buy on certain things because he brings in good business to the city.
Well, not to brag, but I am head of fishing poles.
What?
Kind of big deal.
What? You're the head of a fishing pole.
Ashen fishing poles. My
You're part of
personal.
the Ashen Order.
No,
Oh.
he is an idiot.
You see, as the two guards behind the gentleman who had the bow, like, semi-unsheathed their swords, ready to fight. So, he's just said he's the Ashen Fishing Pole. This is... Are you sure
Yes, it does not exist. He is an idiot.
Well, that lady didn't say yes, but Merlin was like, okay, say what you want, so.
Boris,
As he puts his
shut
blade
up.
away, you hear one in the back. Oh, and what lady might that be?
Oh, the worst. We were just talking, and then she tries to kill that one over there. He's alive now, but
Saunders
oh,
puts his hand up and
he
says,
was dead.
"Oh no, she killed me."
Well, but then we were like, okay, no harm, no foul, because she was really probably gonna kill everybody, and so we left.
Okay, I think any further discussion should wait until, we actually get to safety.
You just let men in the camp so irresponsible without even waking me up.
Oh, apparently they were already here.
I'm inside checking that shit. I just narrow my eyes at you like, what do you know of this bitch? What's the vibe I get?
The guard looks at you and nods. We've been here already. We saw you staring at the bird. Thought we'd better leave you alone.
Yeah. It is not often you meet a master of stealth.
In armor.
Very stealthy armor.
And then the guy in the back, you watch the two guys in the back kind of like puff up their chest like, yep, that's us. Stealthy in armor.
I could hear a pin drop in an ice storm. These men are
Sure you
clearly
could.
very well trained.
Why
The
don't
guard
we
with the
just
bow
get going now?
turns to you. Are we going or not?
Yes. Before I start killing people.
There's no need to take that tone with me.
Oh no, it would be him I would kill, and she points to Boris.
Well, he can hear a pin drop in an ice storm. Maybe save that for later. So anyway, Lady Nightsong will meet us. I hope. It has become, since you have left, Miss Aveline, very dangerous. A lot of shops have closed. There is a curfew.
What?
There's a curfew in the streets. No one is allowed out after nightfall. A lot of the shops and businesses are upping and leaving. Most heading to Westmillion. But there are a few that still remain. The city itself runs almost normally. Just through fear more than anything else. A lot of the elves are conforming.
Is there still at least a good weapon store?
We have a good smithy in the barracks.
And maybe like a nice wood carver.
And one of the guys pipes up behind him. I like carving wood.
Okay. I'll see you later. Nah. Big project, big project. I have coin.
Coin is good. I like coin.
I go grab the nightcap and just look at Carr and like, so? Well, once we started walking, be like,
How did you sleep?
Um, okay, until the end, it kind of went a bit strange.
So it works. This little thing.
and I take out the nightcap. I'm like,
Best thing I have found recently. You can use it if you want.
because that like confirmed to me that it was doing what I thought it was doing.
I guess so. I guess you could take what you want from that. He did kind of say it was okay. He wasn't outwardly like singing the praises of the hat because maybe he was completely unaware that he put a hat on his head, perhaps. And to have such a joyous dream be ruined just before you wake by the fear, the sum of all his fears. You know, it was peaceful, Carl. You know, you had a great dream. It was lovely. Yes, it was ruined at the end.
And-
Waking up to see that face. Oh.
And it's not every time he dreams of those dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Carl just looks at it a little bit. So, okay, it's Boris. Just leave it alone. Grabs his stuff and starts following.
Okay. You travel for what feels like, or is anyone else doing anything, inquiring anything, wants to know something before we move on?
Rose,
Boris is just
I-
asking what stores are still available,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carl would
particularly a magic shop and weapons.
There
and
are
Carl
a
would
few.
just be asking about how what's his face is.
There are lots of what's his faces. I need slightly more specifics than that before I can help
Werewolf. What's her face?
you. Benjamin. Or
Layla?
Layla.
Okay, so it is in the 3-hour journey that he breaks down to you the story of Layla and Benjamin. How, when Layla arrived in Morinwatch, she was shortly followed by Benjamin, who outed her as a lycanthrope.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Layla, since then, has been very open and forthright about her condition and is currently championing a rights movement for people who have been taken without permission, effectively, and is trying to create a form of sanctuary, not in Morinwatch, but a sanctuary for people who have been bitten. She has a group of gnomish inventors who are adept at creating magical manacles that allow werewolves who are bitten, or were-rats, or were-bears, or were-tigers, to remain in control. This almost backfired majorly as Benjamin aligned himself with Balithiths and has made it very clear on the mission to stomp out the lycanthropy disease. And it took a great argument in the Elven capital for Layla to be allowed her position as Lady Night Singer, as mysteriously or not, her mother has passed. A staunch arguer against Balithis and the annexing of the Arinroth here in Morinwatch. Lady Nightsinger passed, was not given a proper elven burial, was not allowed into the catacombs below the cathedral itself, where her family has been placed for more than 4 generations. And that currently, Lady Nightsinger, who you know as Layla, is championing the cause to remove the annex of the Ashen Order, or the Arenroth, as they are known to the people of Morinwatch. And it's this conversation that leads you into the city, and you see, as you enter up through the mountainside itself, through the long, cavernous, cold steps, each step clanking out, guards at various checkpoints nodding as you enter. As you make it through the peak to the opening of the moonlight, stands before you in full werewolf form, Lady Nightsinger, manacled. I believe.
Boris, sorry.
Go on.
I would have, after hearing about werewolves, been ruffling through my bags until I pull out a comb, and then just casually just combing my beard with it while we walk. Because,
For safety reasons.
Fair.
it's lined with silver.
You asked the question. Both of you, almost in a triad, like that moment, you know, when you both had that same kind of like, fuck this guy kind of moment, right? And you hit him, he's like, yes, we know he's a were-tiger. We know his family are all were-tigers and lions. We are aware. They are, well, they are of the light, as they say. And with the light and coin, they carry a lot of weight and power. Which is a shame. Because that pompous prick is a bit of an annoying little boy.
Indeed he is. Is he still in the city?
As far as we are aware, Benjamin is out of the city, but there are still reports that say that it, you know, he could be. It's hard to tell when someone is trying to be a little more covert than they normally are. I don't know if you've met Benjamin before, with his shiny armor and his big shield and his lion tigery face. You know?
I've met him. And then I tried to kill him, and he cowered it out and sent his daddy to fight me instead.
And how did that go?
His daddy cowered it out and surrendered. And I got my children back.
You have kids?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Did not know that.
Boris, they're not Rosie's actual children.
Rosie considers them, but yeah.
It's as you cast your mind back to Pencaster and you remember that moment, the war, not a war, the battle between the druids of the Crystal Grove that was created in front of people's very eyes, stood against Benjamin, his father, in battle, fought hard, and the children that were there were allowed to remain. The children that Rosie had sought out and offered a haven, a place for them to stay and be safe and be out of the tyrannical grip, as so Rosie saw it. And I'm paraphrasing Rosie, but I hope I did that enough justice.
Yeah.
You know, the tyrannical grip of what she believed to be an oppressive and abusive set of people. So they are her children, whether they are or not. And yes. Car, I don't think I really need to respond to yours. I think yours is a very rhetorical.
Yeah. Oh.
So, and again, she looks at you. She says, "Aveline, did you find what you were looking for?"
Oh, you found. Well, obviously, I found Car, found Merlin. We're in trouble.
I know. She looks at you, and it's the first time, Aveline, I would assume you've seen her in her werewolf form. And for any of the rest of
Yes.
you who have been in the party for long enough, you might have seen not Rosie, Layla change, but you've never seen her have so much control over it. But you do see a heavy set of manacles around her wrists that are tied behind her back. And there is a long, shining, silvery chain which has two guards holding it.
Hmm.
Come, let us make haste to the temple, for we need to hide now.
All right.
And as you make your way through the city, I'm going to need everybody to make a stealth check. The collective sigh is always joyous to me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Would the little bit amount of sleep we got counted as a long rest, or do we still need more rest first?
You need more rest for a long rest.
All right. Then.
Net 1220.
I was going to say, I don't know what I had left from the previous week, but
You're pretty good. I'm everything on the actual sheet I've marked off. So if you look at the one on roll 20, everything that's there is what you have. But you would be reset anyway from your long rest because you've
Yes.
actually had one.
Do you not use Roll20 for your sheet?
no, I used D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Does it link to Roll20?
Yeah.
If you get the so if you have
Beyond 20.
Beyond 20, which works on Firefox, on IE, and
Chrome.
Chrome. And you can link in.
I just find the sheet a hell of a lot easier to
Yeah.
read and manage.
Same, especially with the spells.
Yeah.
Spells. So many.
Yeah, I would have cast Pass Without a Trace before.
Yeah.
Okay, so Boris got a 32. Nice, Boris.
As does Car.
Oh, nice.
Boris goes invisible.
So, with everybody
What does just
passing-
Thuni roll?
Oh, I love this. Let me get their shoes.
And since we are trying to sneak, Rosie will go ahead and use her, or try to use it. Unsure if it'll actually work. Her Fearbog Magic Disguise Self ability.
Which specifically turns you invisible, right?
No,
Or
that's
just roll?
that's the one that lets her cast the Disguise Self on herself. Usually she uses it to become a slightly shorter, like maybe 6-7 foot tall redheaded human. Haven't tried to use it since my crystals started growing, so don't know if it'll fully work, but she's gonna try.
You decide. Does it still work? You know what, with the way our character, the Rosie, is going, and what our plan is depending on the rolls, is she still in enough control where her disguise self would disguise properly?
I'd say at the moment, probably.
Then it does.
Alright.
Well, that little back and forth did not sound at all ominous. At all! In the slightest.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
Nothing ever bad happens in my games, guys. Everything is for a purpose. So, head out to the temple. What you guys realize again, being in a temple of Saloon, the night prayer is full. There are lots of people.
Hmm.
The knight's eyes are upon the temple, and there are many guards, all dressed in Saloon's sigil, all robed appropriately. And as you arrive, they converge on you, wisping you inside. And as the temple door closes, I don't want to go any further without everybody present. So I'm going to call it here, and I know it's an hour early. But I feel like if we go forward, I'm going to put people in predicaments that I can't play their character, and they deserve the right to do so. So we're going to call it here. Thank you very much for allowing me to make up to you last night's debacle of my dad wanting to watch a stream. Have a great afternoon, morning, wherever you are on the planet. Thank you very much for coming to see us. Obviously, I didn't stream tonight's session. Yona and Minos did. That is Car and Rosie. I hope you have enjoyed the game. Peace out wherever you are on the fucking planet. Always the same. We're out.
Yep.